Contact.
Hey, contact.
Hi. What series is this?
It's the TigerSox series. Who are we?
Brought to you by the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet.
And who are we?
We are men.
We are Tony and Chris.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to give a passionate
I
speech.
see.
We are men.
We are, this
We
is
are
for-
drinking beer.
This is Sparta.
Hi.
How goes it? How
We're
are
we're
ya?
gonna drink beer for ye. Yeah, tough job, but someone's got to do
I'm
it.
saying, when it's surprise, surprise, it's a hot day here in Las Vegas.
We're-
Who would
we're-
have expected?
We're pushing 100 right now,
Who would have thought the end of June in Vegas would be hot? But
so we're doing it because we just assume you want this background. We could be inside
Exactly.
my house
Yeah.
right now.
Well, I think also because some people tune in to see how many shades of red the fat white guy can turn.
Exactly.
And, right now I'm only like, I'm thinking closer to a pale red. Eventually I'll get spotlight red, so don't worry about that.
That's a good idea for
stoplight
people.
red.
You could start the video, watch maybe the first minute, and then just go all the way to the 14-minute mark and just
To
feel
see
it.
how much redder I can get over
You're
the
like
course of time.
startled by it. Oh my god.
He's actually on fire.
Anyway, we are going to review a beer for you.
We're going to review a beer that once again was sent to us by our man in Indiana, Mr. Gone V6.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Santa, Beer Santa.
Beer Santa indeed.
Your nickname is becoming known at Tenaya Creek.
Yeah,
I've told them many stories about
you
Beer
got your own hashtag now. So. And if we have to do Indiana Bear Santa, just to make it differentiated, then that's what we'll do.
Nothing
Or Hoosier
could
Bear
stop us.
Santa, or something along those lines.
This beer, however, is from Wisconsin.
It is from Wisconsin. It is the pride of Wisconsin. I think, having said that, those of you from Wisconsin are almost certainly going to know which brewery this is, because this particular brewery has been all over Tumblr, all over Instagram. I've got a few connections here in Vegas from Wisconsin, and each of them I've told, please, when you go back to your family, bring back some of this particular brewery's beers. And it is, dun dun dun, New Glarus.
New Glarus 2 Women Lager. It is a lager.
And those of you who follow the blogs are probably not at all surprised that this is the Wisconsin beer. And it's funny, as many breweries as there are in Wisconsin, this is the one that seems to be getting the most attention right now.
Really?
Yep.
See, I didn't know that.
This is their 2 Women. It's a pale lager. 5%
Tell us more,
ABV,
Chris.
putting us well within range for a lager. Usually comes in between 4.2 and 5.3 ABV, so at 5%, it's right in there. I don't know that we have IBUs, do we?
I kind of glanced over the bottle a moment ago, and there's really not many numbers
Yeah,
to report.
normally for a lager, we've only got 8 to 18 IBUs. I mean, lagers are not known for a high IBU count.
I actually don't see several things. I don't see an ABV on here.
Oh, yeah?
I do not see IBUs, although you can kind of forgive that.
Uh-huh.
Don't see a born on date either. I mean, there's
Mm.
some things lacking on this bottle, which normally to me costs.
Yeah, that's going to cost.
Causes
it is
a little
gonna cost-
criticism,
well,
but
and it's going
the
to
beer
cost at least a 0.25 by not having the ABV on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking very carefully for an ABV, and there's just, I mean, you got the government warning on the side, the typical message. I don't see any small numbers within the picture of the women. This is just a story of
Yeah,
the
quick
background
story.
loggers. Oh,
4,000 years before
No
Christ,
ABV.
Sumerian women created beer. Viking women brewed in North society. European alewives were so successful as cottage brewers they were taxed. Classic country lager brewed with Weyermann's floor malted Bohemian malt and Hallertau millet fresh hops.
Ah,
So
a mullet.
the recipe changed in 2011. Just a quick overview of the scoring. In 2010, prior to the recipe changing, Beer Advocate got its first review of this beer on the 11th of April. Beer Advocate has had 1,496 reviews, giving it a 3.83 cumulative score, which is a very good ranking on their score. 15 of my friends on Untappd have given it a cumulative 3.58. 49,000 of us have given it a cumulative score of 3.57, which ain't bad for 49,000.
That's a lot.
Great beer, cumulative score of 3.31. So there you have it. We don't have, the ABV I must have gotten off of Untappd because
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
it's
they
not
got
there
it
on the
there
bottle.
somewhere. It's not on here. I mean, I'm seriously trying to find, the usual areas.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a
Possibly
bottled
born
on,
dates.
I see BO981014. BO born on,
Possibly.
but B098 born on 98. That can't be right. Anyway, there is something scribbled there, but it's definitely not a mention of the ABV, which is bad.
That's gonna cost you.
Well, let's open there
Let
anyway.
us do.
with a Sam spawn. Anyway, New Glarus is out of, well, I'm sorry, New Glarus is in New Glarus.
What are they? Right out of New
New
Glarus,
Glarus, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what city we were from here.
I wouldn't mind being in Wisconsin right now.
Exactly. All right. A Bad Beat glass for Chris. Bad Beat Brewing here in Vegas, in Henderson.
Definitely check them out. They have a very nice tap room.
Yes.
Honestly,
very
reminiscent of, thank you, very reminiscent of 90s coffee shops.
Yeah, it's
really,
a fun
really
place.
is. They've got board games. They got several couches and tables to sit at.
Beanbag
Just
chairs.
chill.
And,
Exactly. Yeah.
an original Nintendo from the late 80s or 90s.
Precisely. Yeah.
It's dartboards, a couple other things. It's a pretty fun place. And the beer's really, really good.
Yeah, definitely.
They make some good stuff.
And they're good guys.
Yes.
Nice people to talk to.
Yeah, they are.
All right, I'm seeing what I would describe as high carbonation in this.
Yeah, I've
this
got a
is
sea of
very,
bubbles
very
right here.
much,
Crazy bubbles.
I would call this lager color. I mean, isn't this exactly what you, this is a pale lager.
Pale lager, yeah.
So, yeah. This
Maybe
is,
a darker side of a Pilsner. But,
exactly,
but
yeah. And the head, it's not going anywhere either. That's a very resilient,
nice frothy
just
head.
off-white head.
Kind of get a shot there. You know.
And you're actually seeing, for once, this is one of the few times when the camera is showing the color. I mean, I'm looking at Tony's glass and I'm looking at what's on the camera.
I'm trying not to block you.
And it's pretty close, isn't it? I mean, wouldn't you say that that's pretty close color to...
yeah, because there's usually some kind of distortion.
Exactly. Oftentimes it gets darker, I've noticed. Just a few shades darker on the camera.
Nice barley kind of smell coming up.
There's I'm smelling...
And you have to do this with your hands.
Honestly, it almost, you do. It almost smells like a Hefeweizen, you know? There's that...
I'm kind of
Very
getting that
wheaty.
little, like a faint yeast, just a really faint yeast
and
smell
a little
to it.
straw smell, too. I'm getting some of that hay right out of the farm. It smells a little bit like a farm ale.
I think that's why I'm thinking barley when I just that pure cut smell of barley kind of rises up.
But that lager yeast, man, you can smell that right away, that bottom fermenting yeast.
Totally.
We've actually got some pretty decent lacing on this. I'm going to show you.
Yeah, it's very creamy and frothy.
For no more than, according to Untapped, 5% ABV. But we don't know because it's not on the bottle, New Glarus.
Yeah,
so, shall we?
Oh,
cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Birds, shut up. They want my beer.
That's pretty good.
Immediately gratifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Immediately gratifying. Instant, like, I like it.
Yeah, but the thing is, honestly, I'm not trying to sound like a beer snob here. If you're just somebody who drinks an occasional beer, I don't know that you're going to like this. It's kind of an exotic sort of lagery, and lager is not known for being particularly exotic flavors, but you know,
it's almost It's almost a rich version of a lager.
It's very weak.
Like compacted flavor, kind of like just a little more rich than you get from a normal lager.
And Tony's right. Creamy is definitely a word that I would use to describe this. I can feel cream right now, and then the aftertaste just rolling across my tongue.
Very clean, though. Very nice and clean feeling on your tongue. Smooth, easy drinking.
What you would kind of expect for a lager to be. I mean, it's about as clean as you would expect. I'm going to describe it as probably a medium-low mouthfeel, not a lot of spikiness to it.
Right.
And, true to, as you would expect with the 5% ABV, no alcohol burn.
Right, I was actually just thinking that. The alcohol is definitely not, no residuals from the alcohol like lingering on your taste buds or in the back of your throat. So yeah, just real clean and crisp, and I think if you like lagers, you're really going to enjoy this beer.
The longer this has a chance to nucleate and get the air to it, the less of that weediness I'm smelling. Now I want to see if if that impacts the flavor, because it is creamy, but it's also, I thought it was kind of very weedy in taste.
It is, yeah. I would say that the wheat and the barley kind of combining kind of make it a special lager. Like I said, it may be bordering on rich. When I think of lagers, I always think of Boston Lager. I mean, I always go right to Sam Adams because it's the first lager I really truly fell in love with. So the bar is a little high for me because of it being so near and dear to my heart for so long. But from Boston, yeah, Sam Adams Boston Lager. Excuse me. So yeah, I would say this is a very valiant effort by New Glarus. I think you guys did a really good job.
And I think lager fans would like this. Honestly, and please, New Glarus, please don't take offense to this. Like some of the
We're not mean people.
Some of the little panty-waisted breweries that are out there. I do think, in all seriousness, if you've got a friend whose favorite beer is, if they're a Budweiser fan, and you're trying to get them into the fold, I don't think this is that crazy of a shift, right? Because you don't want to hand somebody who
You have to
loves
hand them something.
somebody loves Budweiser. You
Right.
don't want to hand them an IPA that's got 83 IBUs
Totally,
or
yeah.
a
You have
stout
to.
that comes in at 12% ABV and tastes like
Right.
roasted
I don't
hazelnuts.
think that's insulting at all.
But I do think if you've got a Budweiser fan who you're just
Yeah.
trying to get them over, this might be a good
Unplug them from the
introductory.
matrix.
Yeah, precisely, precisely.
No, I don't think that's an insult. Of course, I'm not brewing the beer or making the beer, but yeah, you have to start somewhere. If there has to be, like my sister-in-law, she's visiting right now.
Mhm.
She drinks Bud Light daily and only Bud Light. So guess what? When I took her to Tenaya Creek, our favorite brewery in Vegas, Pilsner, she orders the Pilsner
Mhm.
and she had multiple Pilsners. And that's the reason why. It's not saying, hey, Tenaya Creek, your Pilsner reminds me of Budweiser. That's not even true. But when it comes to lightness, crispness, easy
Finding the
drinkiness,
characteristics of your favorite beer and then applying it to
Right.
the selection that's available to you.
you're just getting a different flavor,
Mhm.
but you're keeping it in the, you're not going to a Russian Imperial Stout. You're keeping it in the immediate ballpark.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't think that's an insult. I think that's actually quite a good analogy. If you're going to get a Coors drinker, a Bud drinker into craft beer, then lager, pale ale,
Mhm.
you got to do something like that. Take it from us.
Take
We've
it
been
from
there.
us.
We've done it. I'm very animated today. My hand just keeps
Just,
flying around.
yeah.
Maybe I'll juggle next episode. Oh, he's pouring sweat.
He is.
Oh, it's getting on me.
Big surprise. Yeah, I'm sorry about
No, just kidding. So I'm going to score this. I'm going to knock a quarter of a point off because of the fact that ABV is not on there. But overall, I think it's a very enjoyable beer. I would drink it again. I would recommend it to lager fans. I'd probably give it a 3.75.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was willing to give it a 4. It loses something for not having the ABV.
Right. Which puts us kind of about average with the scores you read a little earlier.
Actually, it does.
Yeah, that kind of puts us right about. We kind of agree with everybody else.
29,000 rankings gets us at 3.57. Rate Beer's at 3.31, and Beer Advocate is actually the highest at 3.83. So
yeah, that's about.
All of those are on a 5-point scale.
So, any beer news? Any Red Sox news? They're still awesome.
Real quick, just want to give you the information on this because this is something that's near and dear to my heart. My wife and I regularly give to veterans charities. We recently gave to Wounded Warriors. I'm not going to badmouth them, but apparently there are charities for veterans out there that do a better job of getting more cents per dollar to the vets. One of those is known as We Defy. They teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to vets who are suffering from PTSD as well as other physical ailments. It is brought about by the Forward Assault series from Backward Flag Brewing. Backward Flag Brewing is the first brewery that is owned by a woman Army vet. Her name is Tori Fisher. And the first beer that will be coming out will be specifically benefiting We Defy. It's going to be called Something's Missing IPA. It has 0 IBUs.
Really?
So that's why it's called Something's Missing. And
How's that work?
That's like, so I think that's a great name for an IPA that has no
Something's
IBU. Something's missing.
Wow.
The vet who is helping with that, his name is Rory Hamill, and he lost his leg in Afghanistan. So this is in tribute to him. He's got a missing leg. This is Something's Missing IPA. When your brewery is owned by a woman vet, you can make a joke like that. See, I couldn't make a joke. That would be really in bad taste for me. But it's other vets, having some fun, but still trying to raise some money. As of yet, I've not seen Backward Flag Brewing here in Vegas. But if you do have a chance to pick it up, know that the Forward Assault series is going to be helping vets, and in particular, the Something's Missing IPA. If anybody out there comes across this and wants to send it to me, I will give you money. I would really like to try an IPA that has 0 IBUs. Yeah. So I see we're at less than a minute,
seconds.
And my team is doing better than his, so I'm not going to rub it in. And
Tigers are about to get swept by Cleveland, which is kind of a normal sentence for me to say every year.
So until next time, everybody, drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. And cheers.
I'm all out.